see me in here, Mr. Thorne? There we will share out our sentence.
Happy day, oh happy day, when you walk, we walk the way.
Salute and welcome back to Unknown Soldier Radio. I'm Dog Tags. Yeah, we back in here, back at it. And I got a question. Where is the church? Particularly the black church. Has anybody seen it? Because I have seen an entire 2 generations in my lifetime. And if you're not familiar with what a generation is, it's just a period of time from the time that you were born to the time that you were able to have children and watch those children have children. So roughly in the span of 20 to 30 years.
I've been around, you know. There was a time I could see.
And there seems to be some type of disconnect from between fact and fiction, reality, spirituality, mortality, and morality. What do I mean by that? Well, I was once asked by a friend of mine, why did I think that the divorce rate was so high in the Christian community, or a community where people believe in God? And what seems like such a complicated question, and you may think, oh, we need to get deep and let's pull out the Bible. And no, the church has failed. There's no big mamas. There's no deacons. There's no usher board. And you could barely find 3 people in the whole community to string a note together. See, because the church is dead. It died with Big Momma. You know why I say that? It's because Big Momma wasn't just the moral compass of the family. She was also the moral compass of the community. So you're going to sit here and act like the Big Mamas of our time weren't known for, let's say, their macaroni and cheese or their dressing or their potato salad without the raisins. And you know how Big Momma was able to go out into the community and garner respect the way she did, her and her family? Well, I'll tell you how. Because it was based on her last name. The name that her husband gave her. And back in those days, there was a certain stigmatization that was associated with the last name of a family. Hey, those are the Smiths. Oh no, those are the Jacksons. You see the way they dress? Those are the Clarks. They don't cut their grass. So you know what has happened, or do you realize what has happened in these 2 generations? There is no more shame in the name. And I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. There's no more shame in the name, let alone shame, period. How do I know this? Because we have been living in a perpetual cycle of filth and degradation, and I don't like it. But you know who has been shamed over the last 40 years of my life? It's been men. Men, black men. Because the women in our community, they say they don't need us. And that's obvious because over 80% of the households in this country are ran by single mothers. Yet and still, only 10% of our black boys in this entire country can read at grade level. But y'all don't need us. According to the CDC, in 2019, out of 630,000 abortions, over 40% of them were committed by black women. So it's quite obvious y'all don't need us. So back to the church. Where are you? Oh, wait a minute. I ain't mean to go down this path, but since we're here, might as well get to it. If you don't know how the beginning was, how could you possibly know the end? So let's go back to the beginning. Back to the book of Genesis, where most of us as children were taught that Eve took a bite from an apple of the forbidden tree, and she got her husband at the time, Adam, to partake of the apple as well. And I remember going to church and Sunday school as a child, and I remember one of the first books I received in church was my book of Bible studies. And I learned the same story. And you know, as a child, you're very curious, you're inquisitive, and you know, you can feel the pressure of the family values that your family is trying to instill in you. Then as the story progresses, you come to learn that Eve became pregnant after eating the apple, and she bore 2 children, Cain and Abel. And Cain would end up killing Abel over a dispute over an offering. But see, the thing is, if God said that I will put enmity between thy seed and his seed, makes no sense, right? And you know why that doesn't make any sense? Well, the reason is because the word seed in the Greek means sperma, which is sperm. So, you know what they were doing in the Garden of Eden for those 2 children to be produced, one good of God, one bad of Satan? No dog tags. What were they doing? Well, I'll tell you what they were doing. They were fucking!
You can't make this shit up.
So now that we got that out the way, we can have real church. So you mean to tell me, as a pastor, as a leader, as a father, as a friend, as a spiritual advisor to the community, you didn't realize the drop in numbers of men that were attending church? You didn't see that? And besides the fact that you didn't see that, you didn't realize that marriages in the black community were declining. But on the contrast of that, single mother births were increasing.
If I were the man I was 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place.